Hi, I watched The Kings of Fiction, and here's my review. In the Joseon dynasty, a crown prince or a future king can't be born with a twin, especially not a girl twin. They can't share the same body at the same time with the mother. Because of this, the poor little baby girl is sent to her death, but saved by her mother, who sends her away, very far from the palace, to be able to live. Many years later, this little girl, Dami, enters the palace as a maid, only to discover that the prince looks exactly like her. Starting from this point, her and a brother, the prince, start to exchange identities. Okay, boy, oh boy, this drama. I really enjoyed it a lot. I have to say, the first episode kind of not blew my mind, but I was really into the first episode, especially the first 10 minutes of the drama. It felt so intense and so kind of cruel and very dark. I don't know, I was really into it, so I wanted to say it first. But overall, the drama in its entirety is really good. Most probably, I preferred the first part over the second because the second part focuses a bit more on the political aspects and it's all about treasons and loyalty and things like that. So it's a bit less of my cup of tea. But the first part, to me, was excellent. I was really into it, really interested. I wanted always to see more of her acting as a prince. It was really enjoyable to watch, but it's not to say that I didn't like the second part at all. No, I did like it, but it was a bit under the first part. The OST is beautiful, and what can I say anyway? There's an OST from KRY in it, so of course I'm going to like it. But otherwise, the acting is really good. It's the first time I actually see RoWoon in a drama. I know him from SF9, of course, but I've never seen him act before, and I was very pleasantly surprised. I had no expectation whether he would act well or not well, but I was still very impressed by his acting. I don't want to say you wouldn't be able to tell it comes from an idol group, because I think like a lot of idols do a decent job at acting. But yeah, when you see him, it kind of feels like he was really trained just for this. And his character in the drama is also very likable and really has to broadcast a long range of emotions. So yeah, a little clap for RoWoon, honestly. And small little mention for Ga-on. I had no idea he is actually a member of Victon. I actually discovered it just after I finished the drama because I realized a teaser for Victon's next comeback was out for 3 days already, so okay, I have to watch it. and second image of this teaser, I see this guy in the middle and I'm like, no way, he really looks like the guy in the drama I just finished. And was like, nah, there's no way. Well, I checked and there was a way. Wow, it really kind of blew my mind that I would discover this right after. Anyway, all the actors honestly do a really great job, and her, wow, she's so kind of majestic as playing a prince. The first time I wanted to watch the drama was when we saw the posters for it, the promotional posters. I saw the posters and I saw it was about, you know, a girl hiding her identity as a guy. So I was hooked when I saw her picture because you could really, I think, make a mistake and see a guy. They really did a good job. Just for that, it's amazing. And when you see her act, it's really funny because she really does act. She really does her job well. I don't really know how to say it otherwise. But just to say that even at some point when the idea popped in my head that we would probably see her dressed as a girl one day, I was shook. I couldn't even imagine it. It was really funny because I was just so used to see her like this. kind of suits her a lot too, to be honest. Okay, so that's my overall view on the drama. It's a bit short, but I actually have a lot of things I want to mention in the spoil part, so I'm going in the spoil part right now. Okay, first little thing I want to say is I'm so glad the cousin doesn't turn into a bad guy. For some reason, I had this very bad feeling that when you would discover her relationship with Jung Ji-hoon, it would kind of go crazy and go with the enemies or something like that. But at some point it became clear that it wouldn't, and I was really glad for that. And that's actually something I really liked in this drama. It's all the characters who are around her never betray her. When you think about it, she really had good people around her. She had the cousin who knew and was able to pay attention to things and help her without knowing. Then she had her two servants working for them, with the head maid actually helping her since she was a kid. I mean, she didn't want her to die too. And then of course she has RoWoon, but even her father, the king, in the end protected the secret even though he knew. And I'm really glad that she is actually surrounded by love. Even her mother was so nice, and I really liked that she really didn't want her daughter to die. I don't know, I feel like in this drama everyone is so mean and so bad and just there to work for their own interest and things like that, and they never show compassion or anything. So I really like that. It's a nice contrast. And I forgot Commander Yoon, that I really liked, because he's the one who actually saved her long ago and put her away from the palace. And still, when she grows up and she comes back, he knows, he keeps the secret, he never goes to the other side. And it felt actually pretty refreshing, because in this drama it's like you can never have faith, you can never trust anyone. But in this one, you knew, like everyone around. Yeah, okay, I had my little moment of doubt with the cousin, but that's all. I just really liked this a lot. I mean, even at the end, Jung Ji-hoon's father, Commander Jung, started to be more on her side and fight for her. I think in this drama they did a pretty good job at portraying most people in not just black and not just white. Well, the old guy is an exception, I think is just a meanie, but I think they really tried to portray everyone being a bit more in the grey area. And it's especially the case for Jung Ji-hoon's father, because he's pretty bad. Honestly, we're not gonna lie, I think no one really liked it the whole drama. But in the end, when he starts realizing, when he starts a bit thinking after Commander Yoon's death, which was heartbreaking, I did cry a bit when this happened. But can you forgive it? That's another question, but you can understand where he's coming from. Especially when you know that he loves his son so much, and he really shows it a lot throughout the drama, especially at the beginning and at the end. So I actually had my little tear come out when he died too. Even though I will never be able to forgive him for killing the prince. And talking about the prince, I hope I'm not the only one who thought until the very end that Gaon was going to be the prince. At first they didn't reveal his identity to give the doubt of maybe it's the prince coming back, because he is going after all the people who killed the teacher, you know? But then they reveal his identity as being the son of this teacher. But even then, I still had hope, like until some point it never went out, yes, I'm the son of this person. So I thought there was going to be some kind of reveal later on. But it didn't happen. I have to say I was a bit sad about this. I wanted the little prince to be alive. I know we saw him dead, but still, I really wanted him to be alive. Not necessarily to go after her steps and go back as being a prince or a king. But, you know, I just wanted them to really meet and just be brother and sisters, you know. So this was a real bummer, I have to say. I was really disappointed in this. Like I said, I knew I was going to be weirded out when I was going to see her as a woman, and it didn't miss. I was completely... Every time we actually saw her more as a woman, so for example with her hair down, or when she dreams, or things like that, it was always weird because I was so used to see her in prince or king clothes, that when we saw her at the end, and even her voice, because she does have a higher voice when she speaks normally, it was really difficult to get used to it. It was really weird. But again, not in a bad way, just I'm not used to it. I've seen you being a freaking badass, dressing as a king or a prince the whole drama, going against people even though you're a girl and they have no idea of it, and using your sword and your arrows and everything. So I don't know, suddenly seeing her being kind of acting not innocent, because she's not like that, but yeah, more girly, I would say. Really, really funny. It gives you a contrast. But they still show you at the end that she's still the same person. It's not because she doesn't dress as a man anymore, that she is not a prince or a king anymore, that her personality completely changes. So yeah, good thing they did that. And actually, talking about the ending, I want to give a little reproach to the drama. I think it would have been very, very nice if they could have given an explanation for why she didn't die from the poison. From what you can guess, she didn't drink enough poison. It did really rub me the wrong way that they never explained it. Or maybe it could have been something else, like the med could have said, well, actually no, I didn't put the poison in the tea, but I put it on the cup inside, and when it was dried, I brought everything so it couldn't see that I put some on the inside. You know, they could... I really wish they would have given an explanation, because although I'm very glad she doesn't die, it feels very easy, like an easy way out. Like, yeah, she drank the poison, the other guy is dead, but she is not. Okay, and then finally, the thing I really want to talk about the most is about Jung Ji-woon getting feelings for her while not knowing she's a girl and still thinking he is a man. Honestly, I really liked this part very, very much, because I don't know, I think I've seen it once before, and only in the Japanese drama Hanakimi, where one of the characters likes her, but he already knows from the start, or kind of the start, that she's a girl and she ends up with him. So okay, yeah, well, you knew she was a girl. But the other character, the secondary character, doesn't know until a very long time that she's a girl, and he starts liking her even though he thinks she is a man. And this is what happens in this drama too, but with the main character, with the guy who gets the girl at the end. So I was really impressed. And a Korean drama too. I was like, yeah, you're doing your job well. Because for the longest time, he thinks she is a guy. And they even kiss several times, I think. If I remember correctly, they even kiss several times as two guys, you know, both dressed as guys and everything. So I was really impressed by this, and I really like that. And it's not something I usually like. When I watch BL dramas, it's something I don't like. This kind of trope that's, I don't like men, but if it's you, it's you. It's only for you, you know. I don't like this kind of trope in BLs. But since this drama isn't a BL, I don't know, it just felt kind of really romantic. You know, that he would fall for her again, even as a man, and that it wouldn't change anything. And the fact that when he actually discovers she's a girl, she's worried because she thinks, now that I'm a girl, it changes everything, right? He's not the one being worried, not really worried of liking a guy. More like she's worried because, hey, I'm a girl finally, do you still like me? You know, she's worried, and he's like, no, I mean, boy or girl, it's still you. So I really liked this whole thing. It really made me very happy to see this in a Korean drama. So yeah, I know it's on Netflix and everything, but still. And you could say the same thing actually with her and the queen later on. It's still very touching, like she wants to have a close relationship with her, she wants to be nice with the queen, but the queen wants something more. And even at the end, when the queen knows the truth, when she talks about her, you can still feel some kind of, I don't know, maybe it's in my mind, but some lingering feelings. You know, that even though she discovered she was a girl and not a man in the end, she still liked him as a man. So even though now she's a girl, she still likes him too. And I really liked that they did that. I think this was really, really nice. Okay, and now to finish this review and this point part, I want to mention two things that really struck to me. First is how badass she looked when she was just crowned king and she walked inside to go to sit on the throne. What a scene! And the OST at the moment was so epic too. Wow, what a scene. But like I said, she was badass all the time. Just, wow. I just feel so proud of her for some reason. But yeah, this scene in particular had me like shivering and being, oh wow, you know. Second, never trust Yon, the cousin, with protecting people. Don't do it. I mean, it's just funny at this point. He couldn't protect the two servants. They were caught, and yeah, and he couldn't even protect the prince. I mean, he was able to protect no one in the end. So yeah, next time don't ask this guy, because I still feel so bad for the little prince, you know? And actually, when I didn't write it on my notes, but actually it's funny because it never crossed my mind even once that he could become the prince. Of course, the uncle is gone, his older brother is gone, the younger prince, unfortunately, is gone too, and she can't remain the prince. And I was like, well, who's going to take the throne? But yeah, I'm just stupid. I think it really never occurred to me that he could become a king. I think that's everything I had to say about this drama. Hopefully I didn't forget anything I wanted to mention. It would be a real shame. It happens sometimes. So hopefully I didn't. And don't hesitate to tell me what you thought about this drama. I saw a lot of comments being actually mitigated. It was like a lot of people really liked it, but a lot of people found it very boring. Well, to each their own, but yeah, don't hesitate to tell me what you thought about it, and maybe if you were like me, like just thinking and hoping until the end that Gaon was the brother who was actually not dead. But yeah, that's it for me. Bye bye!